And this is where I start with the slightly pedantic commentators note, which is this is only mathematically must win if Inter beat Barcelona tonight. If Inter beat Barcelona tonight, that game is kicking off at the same time. Tottenham and actually PSV are in the same position. Absolutely have to win this game to have any chance of qualification. But the reason, Lee Dixon, we're calling it must win is because we're sort of in our heads thinking about possible results and what's going to happen. It's almost impossible to see Tottenham getting out of this group if they don't beat PSV at Wembley tonight. Yeah, absolutely, and it doesn't matter what's in mine and your heads or the people at home. It's those 11 players out there. It has to be at the forefront of their thinking. Go out there, take the game by the scruff of the neck and win it, because a win just gives you a lift as well. You start looking at the table and go, hey, do you know what? You never know. If they lose tonight, then obviously they're in massive trouble. So Inter Barcelona kicking off at the San Siro at the same time as us. We'll keep you updated on that, as we will on Napoli PSG after Liverpool's defeat 2-0. They've lost in Belgrade this evening. Table in this group as we get underway at Wembley, with Tottenham all in white, playing from right to left in the first half, and PSV all in dark blue, having to defend their edge of the box at the moment. Lucas Moura getting onto a loose ball, and it's hoisted high to the halfway line. You've got Barcelona topping the group on 9 points. Inter with their 2 wins in the group, one of those against Tottenham at the San Siro on 6 points, and Tottenham and PSV down at the bottom on 1 point apiece, and some early defending for Tottenham to do here. Cross into their penalty area from the speedy left-back Angelino, and Alderweireld is in there to volley the ball behind for an early PSV corner. Slightly worrying the fact they got in so easily down that left-hand side. Sanchez caught a little bit out of position. Also, Aurier was just in a position where the ball went behind him, and then that's a dangerous cross in. It could have been a bit better quality, but Tottenham beware. First minute played then at Wembley, 0-0 early PSV corner, and header is in, and PSV through Luke de Jong take the lead in the second minute of the game, and Tottenham's Champions League campaign goes from bad to worse early on at Wembley. Bullet header from Luke de Jong. Tottenham 0, PSV 1. Well, the worst possible start. We said there was a warning from the first move going down the left-hand side. They won a corner from that, and when the corner came in, an absolute free header. It's a good header. There was no challenge on the ball. Goalkeeper, no chance. That far out with a free header, it's very, very difficult to stop. Good quality into the box. Gets whipped in. Alderweireld's underneath it. 3 players jumping, but nowhere near the ball. It's an easy header. Easy header, but powerful header from Luke de Jong. Gets a good run at it. Alderweireld trying to stick with him, gets underneath the ball. De Jong climbs highest, and Paulo Gazzaniga, on his first appearance in the Champions League, in for the suspended Hugo Lloris tonight, had absolutely no chance. Didn't even have a chance to get the 2 team lineups out for you, which I'll do in just a second. But Harry Winks has given the ball away in midfield, and Lozano was almost onto it for PSV. Now Tottenham on the front foot. Harry Kane with the outside of his right boot plays it across the face of the penalty area towards Lucas Moura. What catches the eye behind Moura there is that large group of PSV fans all singing and clapping in unison as the Dutch team continue to defend the edge of their area. Harry Kane is just marshalled expertly there. He plays the ball back to Alderweireld on this real patchwork pitch at Wembley. NFL marking still visible from a couple of weeks ago. Alderweireld with a pinpoint ball 60 yards across field onto the right boot of Serge Aurier. He couldn't control it, and the ball is out for a PSV throw. The PSV fans were making quite a lot of noise, and now they're going absolutely bananas. That little corner of the stadium is just alive with noise and movement. Tottenham behind against PSV in the very first minute of the game, and here come PSV again, bursting through the middle of the field. Lozano will chase, and Gazzaniga has it covered. Here's Lee Dixon. Well, Ali, just looking at the replay of the goal, and it's actually Dele Alli who's picking De Jong up, which is a mismatch straight from the start of the game. Obviously he's been giving him to mark. He's on the edge of the box, and he's completely lost him. He's grabbed hold of a handful of shirts to try and catch up with him, but he's playing catch up all the way, and the header, a free one in the end. It's Alderweireld who tries to pick him up, but he's not his man. Almost 4 minutes gone at Wembley. Give you the teams in just a second, but Tottenham already behind if you have just tuned in to BBC Radio 5 Live this evening. listening to our Champions League coverage, full commentary of Juventus against Manchester United tomorrow night. Ball is cleared up towards the halfway line. Alderweireld comes back to his goalkeeper Gazzaniga. Group D this evening. Early goal for Porto, the group leaders, against Lokomotiv Moscow, who are sitting right at the bottom of that group. Hector Herrera has scored in the second minute there. Here's Eriksen pinging one with his left foot. Son lays that off deliciously into the path of Dele Alli. Dele Alli thinks about a right-footed ball, turns back, finds Son again, just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side, tries to dart into the box, can't get past Gaston Pereiro for PSV, and so Tottenham will start to build again with the little figure of Harry Winks. On to Dele Alli. Alli, edge of the area, curling right-foot shot, took a big deflection that, and it's behind for a corner. So here's the Tottenham team for you. 6 changes from the 3-2 win against Wolves on Saturday. Gazzaniga in goal, Serge Aurier at right back, Ben Davies left back, Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez are the 2 centre-backs. Alli, Winks and Eriksen with Lucas and Son in support of Harry Kane. So PSV took the lead a couple of weeks ago in Holland. In the game between the 2 teams that finished 2-2, they lead here. Sanchez is headed down, Dele Alli's back heel is cleared off the line, and Harry Kane is trying to control the ball with his back to goal. PSV defender goes tumbling to the floor, holding his nose, claiming a foul there by Harry Kane. Tottenham have taken a quick throw on the left-hand side. Here is Kane again, bit of skill to get himself into the box. Kane goes down, and he gets a corner, not a penalty. And it's all happening early on, Lee Dixon.
Oh, it's all going on, and nearly a set piece paying off again, but cleared off the line. It was a decent header, and then it was cleared off, and then the pressure was still on. Got to make this count, Tottenham. They piled the pressure on by switching the ball from left to right really quickly.
Schalke 0, Schalke 1, I beg your pardon, Galatasaray 0, also in Group D. Corner for Tottenham. Eriksen in his bright yellow boots takes it, flipped away at the near post. Lucas runs to try and win the next header. PSV have cleared that. Harry Winks has it 40 yards from goal. In the middle of the pitch, floats a pass out to Christian Eriksen, controls it nicely, dances onto his right foot, dipping ball to the far post, and Dele Alli couldn't quite get on the end of it. Took another deflection, that one. It's another Tottenham corner. So since conceding, Lee, Tottenham have gone right back on the front foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Best time to attack a team is when they've just scored a goal. Just relax a little bit, and Tottenham have done that, putting balls into the box.
Winks, reverse pass into Eriksen, angles tight, drives it in. It's another one cleared off the line there at the back. It's Schwab this time who manages to get a foot on that. So we've had Dele Alli's back heel cleared off the line, and then Eriksen's pile driver, exactly the same has happened to that, and Tottenham now win a free kick just inside PSV territory.
Well, Eriksen's screaming at his forwards after that shot to get in the box. It was right across the 6-yard box. Harry Kane had stayed out to that far post, hoping it come to him, but one of the midfield players just got to run into that 6-yard box for a tap-in.
Eriksen making things tick for Tottenham early on. Plays it out to Aurier on the right-hand side. The PSV fans are not going to have any voice left at all by the end of this evening. Aurier, nice bit of skill initially, and then is completely overcooked. A left-footed cross, and it goes behind for a goal kick. And Lee said it right before kick-off that PSV are a young team, fit, fast team. They've won 11 out of 11 in the Eredivisie. They're very, very settled under Mark van Bommel, unchanged tonight after their 1-0 win against Vitesse Arnhem on Saturday. That's Jeroen Zoet in goal, a back four of Denzel Dumfries, Angelino, the left back who they got from Manchester City this summer, Daniel Schwab and Nick Vergever are their 2 centre-backs, Pablo Rosario and Yorick Hendricks in front of them as they attack again down the left-hand side, and that's Hendricks' cross in, which is easily caught by Gazzaniga. Irving Lozano, the Mexican, Gaston Pereiro, the Uruguayan, and Steven Bergwijn, a young Dutchman who's just starting to make his way under Ronald Koeman in the national side. He plays wide on one flank, and Luc de Jong, the goal scorer for PSV Eindhoven, who had a lone spell at Newcastle a few seasons ago, 12 Premier League appearances, couldn't score a goal, turns up at Wembley tonight and gets one in the second minute of the game. Tottenham 0, PSV 1. Group as it stands with Inter and Barca level, as Barca on 10, Inter on 7, PSV on 4 and Tottenham on 1. Plenty of time to go though. Here's Dele Alli looking for Harry Kane. Kane controls it, left-footed drive, well blocked at the near post. It's behind for yet another Tottenham corner.
Well, it's a really good response from Tottenham. They've piled on the pressure. 3 or 4 corners later, can they make one count? But the way that they're moving the ball from side to side, they've got to keep the wide players wide, more on one side, Son on the other, to stretch the back four, and hopefully Dele Alli can make those runs. And on this occasion, Harry Kane into the box, great little diagonal run, shot blocked.
Right, Eriksen with the corner, holds his right arm in the air, jogs to the ball, whips it in right underneath the crossbar, headed away only to Ben Davies, edge of the area, tried to get a left-footed strike away, it deflects to Eriksen, Eriksen's low cross into the near post, not a good ball, and hacked away for another Tottenham throw. So the goal came after about 70-odd seconds, and ever since then, it's been Tottenham deep in PSV territory, trying to find an equaliser. Here's Ben Davies back to Winks, looking for Davis again. PSV have enough shirts there to get in amongst it, break play up, concede a throw. Eriksen takes that quickly to Son. Son back to Eriksen, and Eriksen's ball forward. Blocked again on the right-hand side by Bergwijn, and out for a throw to Tottenham. Dele Alli makes himself available, and that's a neat little twist and turn from him to get away from Pereiro. Goes out for another Tottenham throw.
You mentioned the young PSV side, they've got a lot of energy, but you've got to keep young players busy in their minds. Tottenham are doing that, they're moving the ball really quickly, they're getting little runs down the channels, they're keeping them busy, keeping them thinking about how to defend, how to keep them out. They're getting men back in front of that back four. It's very, very important, as I said, to keep the width, and that just stretches the back four for the likes of Dele Alli. I'm just looking at him now, and he's just pointing into the channel, and Davies has just found him in that channel. It's a poor ball that he made a flick, but at least he's making those runs in between the full-back and the centre-back.
Tottenham 0, PSV 1. Long ball forward to Luke de Jong, can't control it, it's back with Gazzaniga. Early stat for you here, Lee, from Opta Johan on social media. 61 seconds the goal came in. Luke de Jong has scored PSV's fastest goal in their Champions League history after 61 seconds. This is their 16th season in the group stage of the Champions League. They've only ever made it to the knockout stages 4 times. They are former European Cup winners, though, as well, back in 1988. And they have the better of this at the moment at Wembley, because they lead Tottenham 1-0. Long ball forward by Alderweireld, and that goes straight out for a PSV throw. The other thing you get with us, Lee, on a 5 Live commentary is a quiz question, which I'm going to give you plenty of time to think about during the game.
Google.
And the internet's not great here, by the way, so you might not be able to do that. The listeners can also have a go at this and text us their answers, 85058. So PSV are one of 10 clubs to have won the European Cup, but only won it once. Can you name me the other 9 clubs? Something for you to be going on with during the commentary. 12 minutes gone. Tottenham 0, PSV 1.
Kelly's not doing anything at the moment, I'm pretty sure.
Kelly will be good at this. Kelly will be good at this.
I'm really bad at quiz questions.
Are you?
Yeah. Short-term, long-term memory, it's all gone.
Right, we'll get the listeners involved then. Very nice, though, to have Lee Dixon back on the airwaves on BBC Radio 5 Live. And as Kelly was saying, by the way, if you want the full service tonight, you can listen to this commentary alongside the final score graphics and the video printer this evening. So press the red button on your TV, or you go to the BBC Sport website or app, and then you click on 5 Live final score, so you can stay across everything else that is going on this evening. Alderweireld can't believe that a free kick's been given against him. That free kick for PSV is midway inside the Tottenham half. Lee, you were here for the Manchester City game. The pitch still looks, it looks awful. It's playing okay.
I think he's playing a bit better than it looks, I have to say. He certainly did against City. You've got to ask the players. It was very bouncy, but it wasn't necessarily bobbly, which is a good sign. They packed it down.
PSV free kick then from Lozano, deep to the far post, clears everyone. Luke de Jong is the PSV skipper and goal scorer. Cross in from the left-hand side. Sanchez heads powerfully away, beautifully controlled by Hendricks. He's in the centre circle, no teammates really behind him. Floats a ball out to the left-hand side. That's chested down very nicely by Bergwijn. He's going to have a chance to run at Dele Alli here. Cross in with the right foot. Sanchez is there again. This time he's headed the ball straight in the air. Sanchez with a second header, and Lucas Moura is able to twist and turn on the edge of the box, get his pass away to Dele Alli, and suddenly this turns into a promising Tottenham counter-attack. Alli stretching those legs, feeds the ball on to Son on the left-hand side. Son up to the corner of the penalty area. Ben Davies busting a gut to get past him on the left. Son takes it onto his right foot, keeps dribbling, then closed down by 2 men, loses it, and PSV knock it forward to de Jong, but he's given the ball away and Tottenham have it back.
Well, Son missed an opportunity there. Ben Davies made a good overlap, He had two players marking him, Son. The overlap was meant to free him of one, it did, and then he lost the ball to the other. You've got to use that overlap to your advantage. If they don't go wide, just give it Ben Davies, let him cross the ball in.
Ericsson then, one of those Tottenham players who's been struggling with injury recently, as has Dele Alli, missing 6 key men this evening. Hugo Lloris suspended, Danny Rose still out with the groin injury, Jan Vertonghen missing from that back four, Eric Dyer's out with a thigh problem at the moment, and there's no Wanyama or Dembele either. Kelly Cates already has 4 in tonight's commentary quiz, by the way, Lee, so hang your head in shame. Here's Son playing the ball down the left-hand side. Ben Davies's cross looked like a good one. Harry Kane was lurking, ball was headed away twice there by Fairgaver, who had Hayne covered, and then Hendricks chips a lovely pass down the left-hand side, and there's good pace on it here from Bergwijn, the 21-year-old. Christian Eriksen back there to make the tackle, and he might look back to his goalkeeper here, Gazzaniga.
Yeah, he looks dangerous down that left-hand side, doesn't he? He's got in a few times, but slightly worrying thing, we had a free kick about 3 or 4 minutes ago, went to the far, and De Jong was on the far, didn't get to him, but again, Dele Alli was marking him. He was marking him from the corner where he scored, and then he was marking him again for the free kick. So it's obviously something they haven't changed, and the next corner, it'll be interesting to see who picks him up again.
Such a contrast this season in Tottenham's Champions League, particularly their home form in the group stage. I mean, last season they were here beating Real Madrid, ran right against Dortmund, easily beat Apoel Nicosia, unbeaten in the group, won the group as well, and got through to face Juventus in the last 16, and here they are tonight trailing PSV 1-0 and sitting bottom of Group B as it stands. Winks looking for that diagonal to Son. Son's beaten in the air. Son thought Ben Davies was coming to collect that. Son then comes back to try and make amends, goes rattling into the back of Hirving Lozano and concedes the free kick. And by the way, if you have just tuned in, you don't know what that quiz is all about, I am looking for the 10 clubs who have won the European Cup once, but only once in their history. Tottenham 0, PSV 1, Red Star 2, Liverpool 0 in our first Champions League commentary this evening. The PSV free kick is flicked on, and Serge Aurier scuttles back into the right-back position. Rare start for him this season, done well there. Little nutmeg on Bergwijn, gives it to Eriksen. Eriksen quickly on to Dele Alli. That's intercepted on the halfway line by Rosario. Quickly forward to Luke de Jong. De Jong in his orange boots. Back to Rosario again. Tries to float that pass out to the left-hand side. Lucas Moura gets a header on it, and Aurier chases it all the way back, lets it run out. That's a corner, is it not? Yeah. What was Aurier thinking there?
He was too busy trying to think of the 10 clubs. That's what he was doing. He was otherwise occupied.
Yeah,
it was a big mistake there. And this is the corner we're on about. Just having a look at Dele Alli now, and there he is. Goes straight to De Jong, who's now on the 6-yard box. Dele Alli's got hold of him, nearly got hold of his shirt. De Jong's got his arm up, and he's 3 yards off the line.
See 5 dark blue PSV shirts all gathered around that 6-yard box. That corner goes deeper to the back post, and Sanchez is alert because Schwab was right behind him, ready to head that on goal. Sanchez nods it behind for another PSV corner. PSV looking dangerous from these early set pieces.
That's a clever corner. They get 5 or 6 men, as you said, all on that near post. Pack it. So then you've got 5 or 6 white shirts as well. And then they just peel a man off to that far post and say, go on, see if we can get a one-on-one. Yes, they nearly did.
Porto 1, Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Schalke 1, Galatasaray 0. Latest scores in Group D. Another PSV corner, headed away by Harry Kane this time for Tottenham. Chased back by Hendricks, and Hendricks gives it a meaty old club with his left foot. And comes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Jeroen Zoet. All in green, long clearance downfield. Sanchez has won his fair share of headers already in the first 18 minutes here at Wembley. This has worked out nicely for Tottenham, because here's Lucas Moura. A couple of step overs up to the corner of the penalty area, slides the pass in towards Son, tries to lay it off to Dele Alli, goes beyond him. Winks got onto it though. Alli again. Back to Ben Davies on one of the worst parts of the pitch, which is closest to the side of the ground we're sitting. Those are the areas where they narrowed the pitch, and all this, the support staff and the coaches and the subs were standing for the NFL game. It's just really basically hard-baked mud down either side of the Wembley pitch. Tottenham back in possession, playing the ball around inside their own half. Aurier's got a bit of space to work with here on the right-hand side, slides the pass down the line, and Angelino goes sliding in to knock it away from Son and out for a Tottenham throw.
Well, that's the ball down the sides. Just make the defenders have to come out of position and do something.
Poor touch from Harry Kane's given the ball away. In his frustration, he goes chasing back and he shoves Hendricks in the back. The story of the last game, Lee, the one that finished 2-2 in Holland, was lots of silly mistakes from Tottenham, wasn't it? Alderweireld gave the ball away for the first goal, which Lozano scored. Eriksen played a loose pass, which left Lloris with that decision to make, and he made the wrong decision, came out and got sent off. Trippier gave away a silly free kick. Lots of silly little things that added up to Tottenham not taking 3 points, and it's just been the whole sort of story of their Champions League campaign so far.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, the Champions League campaign, because if you make mistakes, regardless of whether you're playing Inter Milan or Barcelona, the standard is so high in the Champions League that you do get punished. You make mistakes, especially away from home, where the home team are pressing a lot of the time. You make a slip up, the crowd get behind, all of a sudden it's a different game. You've got to keep the crowd quiet when you go away from home. By making mistakes, you do the opposite.
Alderweireld searching long ball. Dele Alli lets that bounce, takes it on down by the byline. He's tackled, cleared by Viergever, rather hurriedly cleared. Harry winks onto it. Harry Kane with the curler. That's a pretty comfortable save, low to his left for Zoot, but that's a bit better from Tottenham.
Yeah, a bit loose on the clearance from PSV, and then as it comes to Kane, Son runs away, takes the defender with him, just gives him half a yard, and we know he doesn't need any more than that to get his shot away.
11 goals in 13 Champions League appearances for Harry Kane, so his record in this competition is as good as any other. Basically the hat-trick last season against Apoel Nicosia. Tottenham free kick taken quickly onto that muddy bit of the pitch right in front of Maurizio Pochettino, who once again on a Champions League night this season is harumphing, hands in pocket to the dark suit, standing on that touchline as Tottenham, all in white, continue to knock the ball around quite comfortably inside their own half. Almost midway through this first half, Liverpool beaten 2-0 in Belgrade this evening. 6 points they have in the group. Napoli PSG is goalless, as is Inter against Barca. Tottenham win another free kick inside their own half, which Sanchez wants to take quickly. Eriksen standing close to him. He's not going to use him. He's going to come back to Paulo Gazzaniga.
Just emphasise again how important it is to keep the width, because Rosario, the 18, is playing literally right in front of the two centre-backs. He's hardly moved a muscle, just sitting in front, picking any ball up that comes off Harry Kane or stopping him get it to feet. That's why if you keep your width, just stretch that back four, he's got a problem. Sometimes he's got to drop in there as a back four and be the extra man if a runner goes from midfield.
Tottenham, from a throw they won on the right-hand side, have worked the ball back to Ben Davies just inside his own half. Here's Lucas Moura, quick turn, good run this from Lucas Moura. PSV defenders trailing in his wake, still going into the area, tries to get the shot away, real scramble in the box, and Moura on the floor there, scoops it goalwards. It's behind for the goal kick, and Tottenham very nearly had their equaliser, and it's one of those runs he just started and you thought, we'll go on, he just kept going.
Well, that's exactly what you need when you're all being marked up and there's a press on. If you get one player who beats that press and then runs at the defence, they have to drop off, and in the end it's Viergever, I think, who has 2 or 3 tackles on the floor at him, but the speed of his run and the directness is absolutely brilliant. It's a great tackle from Viergever, bounces off the goalkeeper, he has another go at it, and he's lying on the floor and he's just leading up, looking at the heavens, and flicks it over the bar. What a chance that is.
You're right, Lee. That first tackle from Viergever, outstretched left leg to stop Moura at full speed in the penalty area, was a stunning piece of defensive work. The keeper got involved with a little block on the Moura shot as well. Tottenham have now conceded a free kick inside their own half, pretty centrally, about 20 yards inside their own half, and they've looked dangerous from set pieces, PSV. So lively game so far this evening at Wembley. Tottenham 0, PSV 1, and it is the Uruguayan Gaston Pereiro who, when these are a bit closer, takes a very mean free kick and loves the strike on goal. This one, though, is going to be chipped down the inside right channel towards the right back Dumfries. Lucas Moura's pass out towards Eriksen. Eriksen chests it down, well tackled by Lozano, and then Lozano unceremoniously sent flying by Ben Davies 25 yards from goal. And will he get a yellow card, Davies, or is it just going to be a talking to?
I think he's going to get a little chat in his ear, but it all came from Eriksen. The ball got fizzed at his chest, and he's the highest man up the pitch in the middle of the half, but he's got to hold on to the ball there. As soon as you lose the ball there, they can put the press on the next Tottenham player, and that's exactly what they did. And in the end, they had to make a foul because Lozano was away.
Got some real pace in the wide positions, have PSV. Lozano, the Mexican, Bergwijn, the 21-year-old Dutchman, Gaston Pereiro from a set piece here. Now Gazzaniga is standing a couple of yards off his line. Again, you wouldn't have thought this was going to be a strike on goal, but you never know. Luke de Jong standing in the offside position at the moment, waiting for that Tottenham defence to drop. Then he moves, and Pereiro floats it in towards the far post, and having gave him the massive build-up, how good he is at the set pieces, he's gone long and knocked it out for a goal kick.
How long have you been a commentator? Yeah. You should know that.
I should know that, Lee. I should know that.
Never big anybody up just before.
George Cummins, our producer, by the way, I've just spotted, has been using your Google technique, and he and Kelly have had their heads together, so I
refuse to play now because it's cheating.
Exactly. It's all above board, they say. Tottenham 0, PSV 1. PSV Eindhoven, Dutch champions, European Cup winners in 1988, but haven't won on their last 8 visits to England. 3 draws and 5 defeats since a UEFA Cup win against Leeds at Ellen Road in 2002. So a win at Wembley against Tottenham would be a huge scalp to claim, and will pretty much mean that Tottenham's work in the Champions League this season is going to be done. Angelino's ball into the edge of the area. Alderweireld heads it away. Eriksson wins a ball inside his own half. That runs to Harry Kane, and Kane's battling to try and get away from Viergever. Son was screaming up on the right-hand side, Lee. You spotted him there, and Kane just couldn't get that pass away. Well,
it's one of those good fouls, isn't it? He's going to get a talking to. He's not going to get a yellow card. The old "don't do it again" sign from the referee, but you're right, on the far side, Harry Kane spots the pass, and Tottenham are in, but he knows exactly what he's doing. There's no way the ball and Harry Kane is going past Viergever.
Free kick Tottenham, right in the middle of the PSV half, and once again Tottenham find themselves behind. Eriksson looks left and looks right, and then chips it towards the left-hand side, headed away. Ben Davies controls the clearance. Here's Lucas again, brilliant dribbling skills from the Brazilian into the area, curling left-footed cross. Sanchez threw himself at it, couldn't get there. The ball runs to Son on the right-hand side. That's a disappointing cross, which is blocked at source. Son scampers back to win the ball back. Eriksson chips it onto Aurier. Aurier controls it inside the penalty area, down by the byline on the right-hand side, and then he is penalised for fouling Angelino. And Angelino, the left-back, gets to his feet and then really eggs that PSV crowd on, which is behind the PSV goal away to our left-hand side. They're really up for this tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but brilliant play, Lucas Moura on this near side. He's been the one that's actually taken the game by the scruff of the neck and taken PSV players on, and when you do that, you commit players, and it's a great ball to the far post. Sanchez just can't quite get his head on it, and Angelino's just had his little arm.
Dele Alli pounces on a mistake into the penalty area, pokes it into Eriksson. What a save! Back to Ali, another brilliant save. 2 close range attempts, unbelievably blocked by Zoot. 1 from Eriksson, 1 from Ali. Both Tottenham players thought they'd scored, and that kind of thing just makes you wonder, is it going to be one of those nights for Tottenham?
Well, you look at it and you go, this should score. Both of them should score, but give credit to Zoot. Dele Alli does brilliantly well, puts it in the path of Eriksson. He saves it with his feet, and then look how quick he's on his feet. He gets up lightning quick. Dele Alli just needs to hit the target. He does, but the goalkeeper's chest's in the way. Brilliant football from Tottenham and great goalkeeping.
Blocked it with the Zoot suit, you could say. PSV leading Tottenham 1-0. Lee Dixon with us on BBC Radio 5 Live this evening. Mansfield 0, Grimsby Town 1 is not a scoreline from the Champions League, you'll know that. That is the latest in League 2 this evening. Still Napoli and PSG goalless, still Inter and Barcelona goalless, and those fixtures of course have import for Tottenham and Liverpool in their respective Champions League groups. And still really trying to recover our breath after that brilliant double save, because you were convinced there that Tottenham were level.
Yeah, they've probed away, they've got a few chances now, and again Lucas Moura has been in. On that occasion, Dele Alli did really well on this left-hand side. It seems to be this left-hand side that they're getting the right sort of penetration through that defence, creating chances. Just got to put one in the net now.
Throwing forward from Denzel Dumfries, the right back for PSV. The ball's on the halfway line. Played back to Angelino, who just hoofs it forward. Now Gazaniga's outside his area there. Stoops to head the ball away to his left-hand side. I say Stoops, the ball bounced quite high, but he is a tall man. Throw in for PSV on the right-hand side. Denzel Dumfries, by the way, I was telling Lee this before the commentary. I went to go and speak to a Dutch commentator just to get the pronunciation on all the names, and he said, oh, the one people always get wrong is Dumfries, because they call him Dumfries. And I said, well, here in the UK, Dumfries is the one we were always going to get right. I'm not sure he'd actually heard of Dumfries. Free kick goes Tottenham's way from the PSV throw, and Mauricio Pochettino there on our screens. Lee Dixon looks a very, very frustrated Tottenham manager.
Well, I can see why, because obviously his team's losing, but from a creating point of view, they've done well, and they've responded from that first minute goal, second minute goal, to actually be playing pretty well. They've put this young, energetic PSV side under pressure. They broke the lines. They've had 2 or 3 chances. It's not all doom and gloom yet.
Harry Kane battling to try and win a ball inside the PSV half. Eriksson fires a pass into the ground out to the left-hand side, hooked away by Dumfries, controlled by Moura for Tottenham. Lovely curling ball onto Eriksson. Eriksson takes it down on his chest in one movement, spins, plays the pass to the right. Angelino, the left-back, knocks it into the shins of Serge Aurier, and it's behind for a PSV goal kick. So 15 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's still Tottenham 0, PSV 1.
I'd just like to see a little bit more care on that pass from Eriksson. Aurier had made the run, but Angelino had seen him coming. He just needed to hit his feet and let him take the full-back on.
Tottenham fans then giving it the jeers and the whistles because they felt that Zoot there was taking his time over the restart. Alderweireld wins the header inside the Tottenham half. Eriksson heads it to Son, who tries to volley the ball back to him. Dele Alli chases the rebound through into the PSV half, and Angelino, he's got a bit of Roberto Carlos look about him, the left back. Stocky, bald head, chunky thighed left back, steaming up and down the left-hand side for PSV. Ben Davies lets the ball run out of play for a Tottenham throw.
He'd take that description, yeah, pretty sure.
He would.
Tell him after the game.
He's Spanish, actually,
He'd be
Angelino.
with that.
He will. I will tell him. Notts County 0, Oldham 0.
No one's ever said that about me, by the way.
What, giving you the Roberto Carlos? Who were you likened to then?
Oh, I don't know. I think one off.
Aurier's throw on the right-hand side. Oh, Lucas Moura at it again. Brilliant turn. 25 yards out in a central position. Gives it to Ali. Back to Eriksson. Here's Ali again. On to Eriksson. Harry Winks swings a right-footed it. Finds Ben Davies on the left-hand side. Son tickles one round the corner for Harry Kane to chase, but the 2 PSV centre-backs doing a really good job so far this evening. Daniel Schwab and Nick Fairgaver sticking to their task. Harry Kane comes a little bit deeper here in this Tottenham move. Little give and go from him. Eriksson fires the ball out to Davies on the left. Davies looking for Son, and Rosario, the defensive midfielder, is in there to block, and it's behind for a Tottenham corner.
Well, Dumfries has been a busy fullback in this first half. The amount of times he'd come down the left onto him and had 2v1, they're creating a lot of space down this left-hand side. That time Davies getting it, tried to thread it into the box, it just got cut out, but another dangerous corner for Tottenham.
Gillingham 0, Blackpool 0, half-time League One. Tottenham trailing 1-0. Eriksson's corner, headed away to the edge of the area. Ben Davies jumps. Ball breaks nicely here for Lozano. Harry Winks is there to stop him in his tracks, and Tottenham suddenly turn it into an attack on the left-hand side. Dangerous ball from Eriksson. Powerfully headed away by Schwab. Back to Eriksson. Assesses his options. Just keeps control of the ball and then toes it on to Davies. Another cross in towards Kane. It doesn't reach him because Schwab's there again. Moura heads it down. Son runs back to win it back for Tottenham. Tottenham keeping this pressure up late in the first half at Wembley. Tottenham 0, PSV 1, which spells very bad news for Tottenham trying to continue participation in European competition, full stop. Ali onto Davies inside the box, low cross, deflected, spoons high in the air. There's Angelino. wanted some help there, volleys the ball away with his left foot. Tottenham have it back again on the right-hand side with Aurier. Aurier gives it to Eriksson, who immediately passes back to him, and then the cross is too close to the goalkeeper from Aurier, and he makes a comfortable catch to Zoot.
Angelino was complaining that Zoot should have come for that ball that he had to clear, but he did well in the second one when it came in. But it's so obvious at the moment where Tottenham see the weaknesses of this PSV side. There's a weakness here for Tottenham. Big long ball then over the top, and they were nearly in. Yeah,
that was Bergwijn getting away down the left-hand side, who got away right at the start of the game as well. I'm going to make one more Zoot gag. I'm going to say that Angelino wanted the shoot from Zoot that time, but that is it now for the
promise.
I promise, Lee. Lee Dixon with us on 5 Live tonight at Wembley. That's a good ball from Harry Kane onto Dele Alli. First touch just ran away from him on the left-hand side. Back to Ben Davies, curling ball to the far post. Kane is back-pedalling to try and get a header on that ball. It glanced his head, but he couldn't do any more than that. And here's Angelino with the big long clearance downfield. Luke de Jong jumps with Alderweireld. Alderweireld wins the header. Sanchez wins the next one. Hendrick just puts a foot on the ball. It spins high in the air. Dele Alli's battling for it on the halfway line. Got his legs in a tangle there with Pereiro, and actually wins the free kick. Inter 0, Barca 0. It remains in the San Siro. Lionel Messi not involved for Barcelona this evening, by the way. In this group, as it stands, would have Barca on 10 points, Inter on 7, PSV winning here on 4, and Tottenham on 1. So as we've been saying right from the start, we think this is really must win. It's definitely don't lose. Lovely ball through to Dele Alli, brings it down, little scoop finish, and again Zoot is down low to his right hand side. Not much power on the finish from Dele Alli, but it was clever, and Zoot got there just in time.
Well, broke the lines again. A brilliant ball over the top. When you stretch your back four, there will be gaps. Dele Alli's brilliant at picking those up. Good long run, decent control, poor finish.
Great vision from Winks to find Aurier. Aurier volleys across back into the PSV box, headed behind by Dumfries. What a fabulous ball from Harry Winks there across to Sergio Aurier. Just had to put his foot on it to try and create the chance. It's another Tottenham corner. Walsall 0, Charlton 1, half-time score in League One. We've got 9 minutes remaining in this first half at Wembley. Christian Eriksen's waiting to take the corner. Dele Alli's lurking on the goal line. Eriksen, it's an away swinger with his right boot. Harry Kane jumps and nods it sideways. Cleared to Moura, little header forwards. He's stretching to try and win that ball. Flicks it on while lying on the floor. PSV will be dangerous on the break, and Ben Davies has got to be careful with Lozano here. Lozano got a toe on the ball, was about to run past Davies, but the ball's gone out for a Tottenham throw.
Well, there was one thing on his mind. As soon as the defender got the ball, Lozano just went, I'm just going over the top. Hit it over the top. It was under hit. Ben Davies in the end got back and won the ball. Great little ball over the top.
Eriksen looking for a similar ball over the top here. Son was trying to get in behind. Cleared to Dele Alli. Alli's pass back to Son. Intercepted on the edge of the area. Great run forward by Pereiro here, and Harry Winks goes flying in but cleanly wins the ball, and then Lozano's back at Winks, takes Winks down, and he gets the first yellow card of the evening. I think the PSV players are trying to say, Lee Dixon, that Harry Winks has gone in two-footed, and his challenge was actually worse than Lozano's.
Yeah, I think that's right. They were complaining about the first foul. I didn't actually think there was anything wrong with the second one. I mean, there's the first one. He slides with 2 feet, but he's kind of like turned his back on it. Lozano looks like he gets some of the ball, whether he does or not. He does get some of the ball, but the referees deem that as, I guess, endangering an opponent, or because it's not a foul to me.
Saul has scored for Atletico Madrid this evening. They're at home to Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund won the game in Germany by 4-0. Atletico out for revenge. If they win it, then both teams will be on 9 points at the top of the group. Alderweireld with another searching diagonal ball. This one just beyond Aurier, and it's behind for the PSV goal kick. And Monaco in that group, Lee, managed by your old mate Thierry Henry, lost 4-0 at home to Club Bruges.
I'm not receiving any text from Thierry tonight, I can tell you that. I'm certainly not sending him any.
Yeah, 5 games in so far, 2 draws and 3 defeats. And sitting bottom of that Champions League group. So Atletico 1 up on Dortmund, still Inter 0, Barca 0, and Napoli 0, PSG 0 in Liverpool's group. Lozano won't get onto that through ball. And Paulo Gazzaniga, who's come in for the suspended Hugo Lloris tonight, pretty much all he's had to do is pick the ball out of the net from the Luuk de Jong bullet header in the 61st second of the game. It's been about it.
Yeah, he's not had anything to do, has he? And they've played well, Tottenham, and I think that at half-time, that's your team talk right there. Forget the scoreline. 7 minutes to go, see what happens until then, but if I was the manager, that's what I'd be saying. You played well, you created chances, not given that many chances away, and after the first 2 or 3 minutes you're thinking the worst, but Tottenham, to be fair, have bounced right back. They've created from both sides, especially this left-hand side. I think that's where they can really hurt PSV, because the right back's getting left on his own, Dumfries, with 2 or 3 men.
We had 2 goal line clearances early on from PSV and 3 really good saves from the keeper Zoot, and Tottenham are building again. Ali's giving it back to Son into the penalty area, goes down. Tottenham fans go up for the penalty. Referee, our Slovakian Ivan Kruzliak, completely unmoved. We'll have a look at the replays in just a second. PSV breaking, long ball through here to Bergwijn, but it's too far ahead of him, he can't catch it, and Gazzaniga bowls it out.
Well, Ali put his foot in. Rosario put his foot in, and he was wrong side, he wasn't goal side. It's all whether there was any contact or not.
We'll have another look in a second. Son on the move again down the left-hand side, low cross, this time fizzed in to the near post and volleyed again, behind by Schwab and away for a Tottenham corner. Son immediately collects the ball, takes that quickly, plays a short one to Eriksson. Son almost gets in Eriksson's way, another cross in, and the keeper Zoot is down on that quickly 2 yards from his goal and grabs it closely to his chest.
How many balls have been put into that near post area though with pace? Eriksson's knocked a great ball in there. He's got to get one of his forwards or one of his midfield players to run to the near post across the defenders, and this is, you know, they've got to play for that, get across the first man.
Ball breaks for Lozano, he's into the Tottenham penalty area, he's going to shoot into the legs of Alderweireld. Away to Pereiro. Son hassles him and tries to win it back for Tottenham, he can't. Rosario is under pressure from Harry Winks, so had to turn and come back into his own half to his centre-back Thiergeva. Plays the ball down the inside left channel to Bergwijn, now on to the left back Angelino, gives it back to Bergwijn, 30 yards from goal towards Pereiro, looking for the little give and go, intercepted by Eriksson on the edge of the area, back with Aurier, on to Dele Alli. Alli with a clever little flick round the corner here to Son. 3.5 minutes remaining, plus added time at the end of this first half, and PSV still lead Tottenham through the Luuk de Jong header in the 61st second of this game. They attacked down the left-hand side. First attack they had, won a corner, curled it in. It was Dele Alli, did you say, Lee, that lost his man?
Yeah, he was marking him from the start, and then he got away, and Alderweireld tried to pick him up, but he was underneath it. By then, De Jong had already made the jump. He was in the air, he was waiting for the ball, perfectly timed, neck muscles, perfect header, corner of the net, goalkeeper no chance, and then Dele Alli's been picking him up ever since. I noticed on the last free kick he wasn't picking him up, so whether he's had a little word with his teammates, said, you know what, I don't fancy this. I'd prefer that than staying with him and not being happy. Make sure that the people picking up are happy with what they've got. If they're not, change it. Do it on the pitch. You don't have to wait for the manager to do it.
Tottenham 0, PSV 1. George has just shown me that Tottenham have had 12 attempts on goal in the first half. PSV have had 1. The PSV lead 1-0, and that's a strong tackle from Ben Davies in the PSV half, and he has conceded the free kick. 2.5 minutes in the first half to play. Also, Lee, I would have thought that De Jong was probably PSV's biggest threat at set pieces, so why would Dele Alli be given that job? Why would it not be Sanchez, for example?
Sanchez was standing on the last free kick I looked at, was standing right next to Dele Alli and De Jong, picking somebody else up, which is, you know, they've obviously, listen, they do the homework. Pochettino's not going to get that wrong very often, but on this occasion it just seems a bit daft that you've got him picking up De Jong, and he scored. The proof is in the pudding.
Thiergeva with a clearance forward. Alderweireld heads it away for Tottenham. Moura nods it back towards Aurier, did really well to keep that in play. Awkward for Eriksson, who can only flick it up and then volley it out of play down the right-hand touchline. 85058, by the way, for your answers to the quiz I set you at the start of the first half. 10 clubs to have won the European Cup once, but only once. PSV are one of them. And Kelly will give us her answers, I'm sure, at half-time. Harry Winks striding forward for Tottenham, lays the ball off. Dele Alli lets that run to him. Winks had continued his run forward. Ali waited for Ben Davies to go past him. Davies pretty much on his own out on the left-hand side. Whips the cross in. Angelino has all the time in the world to chest that down, let it bounce, and hoof it away with his left foot. Alderweireld heads it forward. Finds Harry Winks on the halfway line, and Winks caresses a delicious pass to the right to find Aurier. Aurier controls it. Back to Moura. Moura's cross in. Headed away by Feargaven. I think getting past those PSV centre-backs so far this evening. Winks again on the stretch inside the centre circle. Just knocks a ball out to Ben Davies. Davies plays it wide to Dele Alli. Alli floats his pass in towards Son. Son gives it the eyebrows. Little flick behind him, but Harry Kane wasn't there. Harry Kane was actually 5 yards further downfield, down nearer the Tottenham goal, and it's ended up with Zoot, the keeper.
Yeah, it was actually a decent ball from Dele Alli. It had been a bit lower just so he could have chested it, because Harry Kane was facing him, as you said, and then he's looking straight at the goal, and we know what he's like when he's facing the goal. A couple of little touches out of his feet and he'd probably have a shot, but the ball was just too high.
Porto 2, Lokomotiv Moscow 0 in Group D. Porto already topping that group at the start of the night. That will take them to 10 points. Schalke leading Galatasaray by a goal to 0. That will put them on 8. Added time at the end of the first half. Tottenham desperately searching for this equaliser, trailing 1-0, and as it stands, sitting bottom of this Champions League group. Eriksen's first time ball into the edge of the box, cleared by Schwab again. Luke de Jong, pass goes astray. Sanchez intercepts it for Tottenham, sees a bit of space ahead of him, so starts a run. Lays the ball off to Moura, back to Aurier. Aurier with pace and power into the penalty area. Past his man, tries to get the cross in. He's blocked and tackled, and it's behind for a Tottenham corner late in the first half.
Well, Pochettino should be watching all this, I'm sure he is. And then when he gets them in at half-time, when have they been in trouble? When you've run at the defence 3 or 4 times, when they've been run at, they seem all over the place, PSV. They've got numbers back there, but sometimes that's not enough. You've got to track your runners.
Eriksen corner into the near post, and Moura miscues on a sort of flying volley, trying to hook it over his shoulder as he hit that, and it's come off his standing leg, gone behind for the goal kick, and you probably heard the shrill blast of the half-time whistle in the background. So Tottenham's Champions League campaign as it stands is in a fairly perilous position. Once again we're looking at PSV fans, Lee Dixon, in fine voice, although as you've been saying throughout the first half, they've conceded early. Since then, a bit like a couple of weeks ago, they've absolutely bossed it, really.
You've got to keep the good feeling in the dressing room. That's Pochettino's job now, and the senior players in there say everything's okay, we're playing well, we're creating chances, all is not lost. In the second half, I fully expect them to create the same amount of chances. Surely one's going to go in, surely Zoot can't save everything.
Group as it stands, Barcelona on 10 points, Inter on 7, they're still 0-0, PSV on 4 leading tonight, and poor old Tottenham sitting bottom of the group on 1 point. Half-time, Spurs 0, PSV 1. Thank you, Kelly. That means we didn't get your quiz answers. There is no escape, though. We will get those on the full-time whistle. Second half underway. Tottenham already attacking, trailing PSV 1-0. Serge Aurier on the ball on the right-hand side, using a bit of pace to go on the outside. Cross in is volleyed away. Nice turn there by Bergwijn, and then he tried to do a nutmeg on Harry Winks. Winks managed to close his legs just in time. Risky pass back to Gazzaniga. Gazzaniga was alert, got there quickly, first time clearance downfield, and the ball ends up with the PSV goalkeeper, who is Jeroen Zoet, who has been exceptional in the first half here at Wembley. Bit of maths been done at half-time as well, and I can tell all the listeners, and Lee Dixon sitting alongside me as well, that as things stand, with Inter and Barca drawing and Tottenham losing here to PSV, Tottenham cannot qualify for the knockout stages. They could win their last 2 games and get to 7 points, but they would need Barcelona to beat PSV in the next round. They'd also need PSV to beat Inter in the final round of games. You would then see Tottenham, PSV and Inter all finishing on 7 points, and Tottenham have the worst head-to-head record. So without going into it in too much depth, basically, as things stand, Lee, Tottenham are going out. But we said it right at the start of the night, or you did anyway, it's must win.
It is. You just said you weren't going to go into too much depth. That sounded like a lot of depth to me. I was completely confused in a good way.
Oh,
yeah, just make it simple and win the game tonight. And they've had enough chances that first half to win 2 games.
Comic start to the first half as well. PSV kicked off. Here's Ben Davies, by the way, edge of the area, rifles a left foot shot but slices it wide. They played the ball back into their half, and then Jorrit Hendricks, decided to sort of shoulder charge Harry Kane out of the way to stop him putting pressure on the centre-back, and he conceded the free kick. Mauricio Pochettino's not made any changes at half-time just yet. He does have Eric Lamela in particular sitting on the bench. He's been in good goal-scoring form this season. Gazzaniga is in goal because Hugo Lloris is suspended. Kieran Trippier's on the bench tonight. Serge Aurier is playing at right-back. Ben Davies at left-back. Alderweireld and Sanchez, the two centre-backs. And then it's Winks, Ali and Eriksson with Moura, Son and Harry Kane. That is the Tottenham starting 11. And there is Lucas Moura finding Dele Alli. Got options. One of them, Son, to the left-hand side. One-on-one with Schwab. Takes him on. Left-footed shot. Brilliant block by Schwab. Stretches out a long right leg. And it's behind for the Tottenham corner.
Really good defending from Schwab because they were outnumbered. A little foot over. Son going on the outside and getting his shot away, but brilliant covering defending.
Corner taken short. Eriksson then whips across him with his left foot beyond everyone to the far post. Angelino jumps, can't get a header on it. Alderweireld beats him in the foot race to get to the ball and plays it infield to Aurier. Harry Kane's got a muddy front to his bright white shirt. Gets the ball out to Alderweireld, left-footed cross. Again, header is won by Viergever this time. Harry Winks wasn't looking at the ball there, he was just trying to block Lozano, and Lozano ran past him and is now running hard at Ben Davies inside the Tottenham half. Davies sticks to his task well. Lozano goes down and gets the free kick, much to Ben Davies' annoyance.
Well, there's no need to make a challenge there. He's running out of play. Just let him have the ball, let him run it off the pitch. He gets too tight to him and he just challenges him when he doesn't need to be. He's not going anywhere. A silly free kick given away on the side of the pitch that coming into the box now, and we know they've had problems, certainly from corners.
The goal came just after the first minute. There was a corner from the left-hand side. This is a free kick from the left-hand side, and Luke de Jong, who's been in brilliant goal-scoring form, 5 in 5 for PSV, scored it. Pereiro's free kick into the penalty area, headed away. Hendricks will get there first, the central midfielder for PSV. Finds de Jong out on the right-hand side. De Jong tries to knock it past Ben Davies and pick it up the other side. It was blocked. Alderweireld clears with his left foot. Big roars from the big Dutch contingent of fans inside Wembley because he's knocked it straight out for a throw.
Obviously they're attacking their end as well, so lots of support for the attackers. But again, on that free kick, like a broken record, talking about de Jong, free at the far post, no one marking him, closest man to him, Dele Alli.
Ball bouncing down on the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. Serge Aurier bends down and nods it away. Winks wins the next header. Hendricks is there to hoist the ball back high in the air. Winks tries to get onto it for Tottenham in central midfield. He does so. Little right-footed pass to Lucas Moura. Moura gets his head down, picks up the speed, and then slides the pass to Aurier on the right-hand side. The cross is too close to the goalkeeper, who grabs it. He very nearly let that slip, and Son was right there in front of it. Just grabbed it in time.
But Ali, that near post area again, how many times have I said the ball coming in? They've not hit anything to the far post yet. Everything's been near post, along the ground. And still Tottenham not getting a man across that first near post. Could have had 2 or 3 goals, a little flick at that near post.
Oh, Sanchez with an air shot on the clearance there. He was off balance trying to clear the long goal kick from Zoot, and the ball has gone out in the end for a Tottenham throw. Sanchez throws it back to Gazzaniga, who's not cleared well. Controlled by Bergwijn. Tottenham fans felt he controlled that with his arm. He did sort of move his arm towards it, but the referee was close by and said no. It's the Mexican Lozano. He's almost stopped like a statue there in front of Aurier, sort of daring him to stick a foot in and make the tackle. Eventually his pass is blocked by Aurier, throw in PSV.
It's like a little standoff then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First one to move.
PSV team I'll give you in just a second in the next break in play. 6 minutes gone in the second half. As it stands, Inter 0, Barca 0, and Tottenham trailing 1-0 here. Tottenham will not be able to qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League, having got through last season and then were beaten by Juventus, having had a 2-2 draw in Turin, lost 2-1 here with a couple of sucker punches, I remember, in that game. Jeroen Zoet is the PSV goalkeeper. Denzel Dumfries, Daniel Schwab, Nick Viergever and Angelino keeping Tottenham at bay so far as the back four. Eriksson floating one towards Harry Kane. Schwab was there to head it away. Hendricks and Rosario are the two in front of the PSV backline, and then you've got Lozano, Gaston Pereiro, the Uruguayan international, Steven Bergwijn, the young Dutch winger, and Luc de Jong through the middle. And the U's and R's in the background there, just as I ran through the rest of the PSV team, was because Paulo Gazzaniga took a massive risk trying to control the ball on the edge of the 6-yard box. He was almost tackled. Dele Alli's up to the edge of the area, gets underneath this shot and lofts it over the bar and behind for a goal kick.
Well, we see what he's trying to do. He's trying to suck the player towards him on that left side, then check on his right, and then just lean back and bend it into that far top corner. But on this pitch, probably got a little bobble on it, lean back, chest showing to the sky, and the ball followed.
It's Tottenham's fourth game in 9 days. They're in a spell of 7 games in 22 days, which will finish with Crystal Palace away on Saturday. They are injury hit as well. But I think at the start of the night, looking at the two starting lineups, even given PSV's form in the Eredivisie, you would have expected Tottenham to win this game at home. They're behind at the moment. They're going to have to watch the pace of PSV on the break like this. Lozano is through inside right channel, and Aurier is back there to block his cross, and it's behind for a corner.
Well, two centre-backs will be very thankful. Aurier on the cover. Sanchez goes in, gets caught behind, and Aurier just came sweeping across. Really good challenge from the full-back, almost at left-back position.
Napoli 0, PSG 1. It remains in Group C. Has PSG on top of that group at the moment. Corner into the near post. Gazzaniga comes through a clutch of bodies to double-fist it away. Angelino volleys a ball back to the edge of the Tottenham area. Dele Alli wins the first header. It's nodded back to him. He chests it down and then volleys it forward to Son, who cushions it on his chest, plays it to Eriksson. Rabona pass down the left wing from Dele Alli was sweetly hit and intercepted, and out for the Tottenham throw.
Did I just see that?
That was reminiscent of Lee Dixon in the glory days.
Did I just see him do that at left back?
Yes.
When he teamed 1-0 down? And fair play to him. Just signed a new contract, so why not?
Tell you what, if it had come off, it would have got the biggest roar of the night inside Wembley. That was audacious, I think, is the word you would use.
I could think of another word.
Son. Too much pace here for Dumfries down the left-hand side, and Son heading for the penalty. Dumfries in, wins the ball, brave challenge, but he got it cleanly. It's behind for a Tottenham corner.
Well, he kept to his task. Looked like Son was past him. Got a little bit of his shirt as well, but referee spot on, really close to that challenge. And very brave, as you said, to go down to feet in the box. Corner.
BBC Radio 5 Live at Wembley. Champions League commentary. Tottenham 0, PSV 1. Christian Eriksen with the corner. Flicked on by Alderweireld. Blocked again by Viergever. We must be into double figures for Tottenham corners now, easily.
Alderweireld just making that near post run, trying to get the flick. And who's going far post? Harry Kane. He loves that Pomo position at the back. Position he takes up a lot just to try and close the ball in at that far post.
Another Eriksen corner, digs his foot underneath this, deep to the far post. Sanchez nods it down. Harry Kane is trying to get to that ball. He's beaten to it by Schwab. Schwab hoists his clearance high in the air, and Angelino was off the pitch, wanted to waste time, hoofs the ball downfield. Tottenham do have the multi-ball system in play here at Wembley, but Angelino was clever there because he knocked the ball back into play, so they couldn't continue with two balls on the pitch. Aurier on the right-hand side gets that pass wrong, gets another chance though. It bounces back to him off the feet of Hendricks, winks towards Lucas Moura. Hendricks is there again, just nods the ball away and out for a Tottenham throw. Thrown in to little Lucas Moura, who's been fabulous on the ball this evening. They just can't cope with him. Rosario just tries to hand him on to Hendricks, and it's Angelino who slides in, and unfortunately for Moura lost his balance and the last touch came off him, but they've just got to get the ball to him, haven't they?
Well, he did really well in the initial run, but just take the corner, kick it against the full-back, take the corner. You can't get round him there. He tried to, just took one player on too much.
Juventus Manchester United, our Champions League commentary on 5 Live tomorrow night. I'm going to be at Manchester City against Shakhtar Donetsk to give you reports on that one if Manchester City win that, and if Hoffenheim lose at Lyon, then Manchester City will be through to the knockout stages. There's a through ball from Bergwijn into the feet of Lozano. Back to Bergwijn, gets underneath the shot, right-footed, and blasts it over the crossbar. Took a touch, actually. It was a block from Alderweireld. It's behind for a corner.
Well, he did well, Alderweireld, because he was playing catch-up. He got turned on the edge of the box. And when it went to Bergwijn, he just left his post and dived in, trying to get the block, and he succeeded. But good move from PSV.
Fabulous, noisy, raucous support from the PSV fans, mainly clad in the red and white stripes this evening. Their team playing all in dark blue. Away swinging corner into the penalty area. Gazzaniga flying to his right, palms the ball away. Harry Winks is there in the right back position to clear for Tottenham, but PSV very nearly going 2-0 in front. That might just be too much to ask for Tottenham to claw back. 2 PSV players now go down. Serge Aurier is also down, and the free kick has gone PSV's way. Aurier came flying over the top there to win a header over the back of Lozano, and so it's a free kick to PSV, but they were very, very close there, Lee Dixon, to scoring a second.
They were, and they were doing that bunching in the box for the corner. All the players going very tight, very difficult to pick up. Once they break away, Pereiro, I think he was, who got away. And almost had a free header. And marking's been a problem from free kicks and corners.
It was Luke de Jong actually who got clattered by Serge Aurier, and he's feeling that a little bit. He's walking away and rubbing the back of his head. The important thing though is that PSV have an attacking free kick, and Lozano's curled a great ball into the far post. Flag was up. 2 PSV players go down. They're appealing for a penalty. They hadn't realised they were offside. Little note here on the crowd this evening. Attendance is 46,588, which includes almost 5,000 PSV fans. But also please note this game had a cap of 51,000. So what are we, sort of 46 and a half? So 5,000 under what the capacity could have been for this evening. Tottenham 0, PSV 1. As it stands, Tottenham are not going to make the knockout stages of the Champions League. Aurier with a low cross to that near post again. Again, it's well defended. Ericsson onto the loose ball across to Ben Davies, edge of the area, gets his shot in. Rosario hoves in quickly to close down and block, and the ball's out for a Tottenham throw on the left.
Yeah, he had enough time to get his shot away, but he wanted 2 touches. You can't get 2 touches there, you're going to get closed down. The one was out your feet and then shoot. He took a third and got blocked.
Dele Alli rolling the ball back to Harry Winks. Harry Winks curling ball looking for Kane. Kane just, well, he got his head on it. He was standing still. He couldn't direct the header on goal, and fear gave it like his shadow was right behind him to make the block. The ball eventually has gone behind for a PSV goal kick.
They have marked him tight, the pair of them, to be fair. Not got away that many times. I just feel that any quality ball from the side, a little run to that near post will get you a goal. There's been about 4 of them now.
Goal kick for PSV, given a right old clatter downfield by Zoot. Alderweireld is too strong for Luke de Jong, the goal scorer for PSV. Eriksson's pass forward bounces back to Son. Son at full speed goes tumbling to the ground. They double teamed on him there, Bergwijn and Rosario, and the free kick is Tottenham's. There's been one booking in the match so far, and that's Lozano, the Mexican, who got booked for PSV. Mauricio Pochettino applauds and encourages as Christian Eriksen gets ready to take the free kick. He was ready to go there, then stopped himself. Now he's hit a low pass across the PSV half. Ben Davies is a long way out. It's a high swirling ball to Moura, who volleys it back across goal. Harry Kane was just trying to knock that back to Alderweireld as it came dropping out of the sky. Cleared by PSV, only as far as Winks. Winks running diagonally from left to right. Low pass finds Aurier on the right-hand side. Aurier continues to drift infield. He's almost tackled there. It's back with Ericsson. Eriksson's curling ball again towards the far post, and Dumfries taking no chances whatsoever. Flicks a header behind for another corner, which Harry Kane wants to take quickly. Sees Dele Alli in a good spot. Gives it to Ali. Ali's curling ball into the near post, and Schwab with a diving header behind for yet another Tottenham corner.
Where did he clear it from? Right in front of that near post area again.
Christian Eriksen from another short corner to Dele Alli. Ali's low curling pass finds Winks 40 yards from goal. Plays it to Serge Aurier. Aurier looks for the 1-2 with Alderweireld. Asks a lot of him there, Alderweireld. I think Aurier's won the corner, he says, and gets it wrong. It's a goal kick.
Well, I thought he'd won the corner as well. Little 1-2 on the edge of the box. Just kicks it against the defender, surely. Tries to flick it over him, but they've just got to be a little bit careful, Tottenham, because when they're attacking, yeah, they're getting numbers around the box, but they're just leaving 1v1 at the back, and Lozano is quick, and he's looking for the ball over the top for a little breakaway.
Now this is interesting. Eric Lamela is coming on for Tottenham. That is absolutely no surprise. We're into the last half hour of the game. Lucas Moura is coming off, and he is getting a standing ovation. But before he got the standing ovation, there were quite a few boos from around us here at Wembley. Tottenham fans not happy with the decision. It's not often that they will express displeasure at what their manager is doing, because he has done such a fantastic job for them. But Moura seemed to be playing well. Here's Son to Harry Kane on the edge of the PSV area. Ericsson goes running outside. Kane works it onto the left foot. The shot's blocked. Comes back to Ben Davies. Davies spots an opportunity and plays it to Dele Alli on the left-hand side. Ali rolls it back to Winks. 30 yards out. 1-2 with Lamela. Looks for Kane. Cleared again up towards Lozano. Lozano knocks it past Alderweireld. Son chasing back hard for Tottenham. Stops Lozano in his tracks and has to get booked for that.
Well, that was one of those situations. It was 2v1, but he's so quick, Lozano, that Son looked like he had him, but he just went past him. He had a clean pair of heels and he had to bring him down. But yeah, I'm surprised at that substitution. I mean, Lamela's been in good form, but I think in that first half, certainly Lucas Moura was the one. He was the one that was direct. He was the one that was creating down that left-hand side. Maybe he's a bit tired. We don't know what's going on. Sometimes you miss little bits of information. He might have looked at the bench and had a bit of a niggle, a bit tired. Lamela's fresh pair of legs.
The one point I would make about Moura, actually, Lee, I think he's a rare ever present in the Premier League for Tottenham this season. So you may well be right on that. And there is still lots of attacking talent out. I mean, Dele Alli's having a good game tonight. Christian Eriksen, obviously, you would keep out there.
To be fair as well, he hasn't had as much of an impact in this second half as he did in the first half, so Pochettino is probably looking at that and said, right, OK, we've done enough, just tweak it a little bit, see if we can get Lamela on the ball. He's been in sparkling form.
More goals in Group D. Schalke 2, Galatasaray 0. Lokomotiv Moscow have won back against Porto. 2-1 to Porto. Now PSG 1 up away to Napoli. Offside flag is up against PSV. Liverpool losing 2-0 in Belgrade away to Red Star earlier on this evening. So PSG topping that group as it stands on 7 points. Liverpool on 6. Napoli on 5. And Red Star on 4. Aurier for Tottenham, trailing PSV 1-0. Clever flick from Lamela. Aurier to Dele Alli. Dele Alli surrounded by dark blue shirts. Gets away from them, turns and crosses, takes a deflection, headed away to Ericsson. Ericsson on the half volley, high cross towards the far post. Son was waiting. Dumfries back pedals, nods the ball out of play for a Tottenham throw. And we're getting to that point in the second half here where you start to look at the stopwatch and you start to count down. Low ball from Ben Davies, brilliantly intercepted. PSV have defended very, very well here this evening, despite, Lee, as you keep saying, just 1 or 2 runs across that near post area and Tottenham could have had a lot of joy.
Well, on that one, I think it was Ben Davies pulled it back, and actually Harry Kane made a run to that near post. The one cross that didn't come in got pulled back, and he let Ben Davies know about it.
Mark van Bommel, the PSV coach, 41 years old, former Dutch international and Champions League winner with Barcelona in 2006. Yes, sorry, Lee, I just realised who that was against as I said that. Is out, and he just looks a little pensive and a little concerned at the moment. Tottenham will not make it through to the knockout stages as things stand tonight, so they need to find at least a goal. Lamela with a few tricks on the right hand side, curling ball towards Dele Alli, has to work really hard to get his head on it, does do that, and actually then goes and collects his own header and plays it to Davis. Back to Winks over on the left hand side for Tottenham. 25 minutes to play at Wembley. PSV still leading 1-0. Ali looking for that run from Son. Son couldn't really go for the 50-50 on the yellow card. Sanchez has got to be careful. Long clearance from PSV, chased by Lozano. Gazzaniga takes a touch. Confident keeper with the ball at his feet. Sent Lozano one way and then went the other. Plays it to Alderweireld. And you can just sense that urgency and that desperation just rising a notch inside the stadium as well as Ericsson is urged forward. Plays it to Lamela on the right hand side on this really scruffy, ugly looking playing surface at Wembley Stadium. I know it's heresy to say it at the National Stadium, but for a night like this and for a game like this,
it's a shocker.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, to be fair, it isn't playing as bad as it looks, but it's still lively.
Lamela gets it from Ericsson, gives it to Ali. Ali into the box on the dribble, goes down. Referee had a good view of it. Ben Davies gets to the loose ball, right-footed shot blocked by Dumfries, and then Rosario is there and clears. They really are manning the barricades at the back.
It's just becoming a little bit more frenetic in that back line of PSV. just not panicking, but just a little bit tentative when they're trying to clear the ball.
Son, right-footed drive, deflected, I was sure that was in, goes fizzing past that right-hand post and out for another Tottenham corner. But the interplay there in the build-up's been really good from Tottenham.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. How many times has someone got a block on the final shot? Hendricks, it was then, I think, just threw himself at the ball. As soon as the ball comes, he just throws himself.
Ericsson corner, headed away at the near post by Pereiro there. Back to Ericsson, looking for Davis. Davis works it back to Ericsson. Another ball into the near post, and of course it's a blue shirt that's there first. That's Viergever. PSV haven't quite got this clear yet. That's clever from Ericsson. Finds Davis. Back to Ericsson again. Better ball in. Flick to the far post. And headed away by Angelino. Defending now is getting a bit desperate from PSV. Winks his ball in. Another cross in is headed away by Hendricks. That could have been dangerous for Tottenham had it fallen to Bergwijn. Luckily it bounced on to Alderweireld. Could have been 2 against 1. Another ball into the area. Davis's cross is cleared by Rosario. We almost put the commentary on a loop here with the amount of wide balls that are being defended and cleared. And Ericsson goes for the pull back this time. It's blocked, and Son gets it again on the left-hand side. Napoli have equalised, by the way, against PSG. Insigne has scored in the Stadio San Paolo, so that's Napoli 1, PSG 1, which will make a little difference to that group table and how things stand for Liverpool as well. So we'll get that up in a second to have a look. Winks towards Kane, back to goal, trying to turn inside the penalty area. On his left foot, back to his right, hits the shot. Blocked by Viergever again, and Harry Kane realises now he's got a lot of running to do to try and get back and defend, and Lozano's looking for that floated ball over the top to Bergwijn, and he gets it wrong.
Well, the break was on. There's a player gone down on that far side. Dumfries has gone down. They're asking Tottenham to put the ball out. The referee's blown the whistle. It's not a head injury, it's something to do with his leg, and Tottenham are complaining, saying, why are you stopping the game?
Just over 20 minutes to play. Lee Dixon with us here at a rather fraught Wembley now. Tottenham 0, PSV 1, still Inter 0, Barca 0. And as we keep saying, those results, if they stay the same, both of them, Tottenham cannot make the knockout stages, even if they get to 7 points. The Napoli equaliser, by the way, in Group C, has Napoli on 6, Liverpool on 6, PSG on 5, and Red Star on 4. Liverpool next are away at PSG. Napoli host Red Star, and Liverpool finish against Napoli at home. As Ian Dennis was saying, PSG have to make that tricky trip to Belgrade. So Tottenham fans are unhappy here because they feel PSV are very cynically trying to run down the clock. I mean, the clock will have been stopped though, but it has certainly broken the momentum because Tottenham have been really going at them, haven't they, Lee?
Well, that's exactly what you should be doing. Get any sort of faint of an injury and you go down. You waste a little bit of time. Whether fans like it, we like it as commentators or whatever, it happens. You have to run the clock down. You have to use everything in your power. They're under pressure. Tottenham are throwing everything at them. Just like the quality of the crosses to be a little bit better. I know I've said the crosses are going into that near post area. We haven't really had a really dynamic one right in the heart of that defence with pace and whip.
20 minutes to play. Tottenham still trailing 1-0. Aurier on the outside. Better cross to the far post because it beat the keeper. It beat all the Tottenham players as well. Here's Son, who's managed to sprint back to the left wing and keep it in play. Rolled back to Ben Davis. Now to Ericsson. Ericsson slides a lovely pass in. Davis down to the byline. Another cross blocked. Really well blocked by Schwab. Though it's De Jong who's back there, the skipper, and it's behind for a Tottenham corner.
I've no idea what he's doing back there. They're absolutely brilliant defending.
Another corner for Tottenham. And repeat. Son's ball in to the near post, headed away by Pereiro. Son to Lamela. Couldn't quite control it. The ball goes high in the air. Drops on the edge of the box. Ben Davis jumps for it. This is dangerous for Tottenham now because Bergwijn has it. Lozano has pace. He's up against Winks, and Winks just gets a foot in to slow him down. Then chases Lozano back into his own half, who plays it back to Dumfries, and Dumfries' ball into the Tottenham half is nodded down by Alderweireld, and Winks finds Ericsson, and here's Winks again on the left-hand side. Rolls it across to Ericsson. Aurier's in acres of space in front of us on this right-hand side. Lamela the only substitute on so far for Tottenham. Here's Aurier, tried to knock the pass through the legs of Angelino. Lamela's outside him, Lamela's in space. Right-hand side, low ball to that near post again. And Schwab is there in front of Kane and clears.
Stop saying near post.
Yeah, I was going to say, what else can we call?
It's just uncanny, isn't it?
It's
uncanny
unbelievable
how many times a ball has gone in that area. I think they're just waiting for the perfect ball, but you sometimes got to make it happen yourself as a forward or a midfield player. Just take a chance, run across that front area of the goal.
And the thing is with those crosses, Lee, as well, I mean, I always think they're really good looking. All it needs is a tiniest of touches, and if the ball has the right pace, you just put a boot or a head on it.
The thing is as well, you'll always get a defender in there, and if you don't run in front of him, it's easy to clear. If you actually make a run in front of him, you block his vision, you can sometimes miss it, but just letting him clear it from that near post area is too easy for the defender.
Gaston Pereiro has gone off, and he has been replaced by Daniel Marlon, who is a 19-year-old. He'll turn 20 in January, and he actually started the game against Tottenham in Holland. Aurier is now down injured. Tottenham won a free kick. PSV are getting a throw. Tottenham are getting very frustrated. Porto lead Lokomotiv Moscow by 3-1, so they'll still sit on top of Group D. Fernando Llorente is getting ready to come on for Tottenham. And Tottenham, by the way, are in a run here of European games where this season this would make it no wins in 4, and obviously last season they finished with the 2 games against Juventus, the draw away and the defeat at home, so not clever in the Champions League at the moment. Harry Kane with a curling ball just beyond Eriksen. He's able to get there first, tries to find Dele Alli. Luke de Jong is back there again for PSV, the man whose goal separates these two teams tonight. Marlon tries to run it out of defence. Tottenham get a throw on the left.
He's playing a lot deeper now. De Jong, Marlon's gone on that right hand side, but the danger man Rosario is still hanging about on that halfway line for the counter attack, so we'll keep our eye on that one.
Double change coming for Tottenham. Kieran Trippier is ready to go as well. Llorente getting the instructions from Maurizio Pochettino, and time is fast running out for Tottenham in this season's Champions League campaign. Sitting bottom of the group at 1 point at the moment, trailing 1-0 at home to PSV. Group as it stands: Barca on 10, Inter on 7, PSV on 4, Tottenham on 1. They have to do something about it in the next 15 minutes. Alderweireld floats another long pass out to Aurier, beats his man, stands the ball up, and again PSV player there first. Dumfries wins the header, knocks it behind for a corner.
Better ball though, little dink to sort of far end of the pit of the goal, not that near post, put a little bit of backspin on it, just gave the opposition a little bit of a problem it going over the head.
Son off, Llorente on, Mansfield 2, Grimsby 1, latest in League 2 tonight, and Serge Aurier is off, Kieran Trippier is on. Now obviously Trippier has very good delivery from that right hand side, will add energy and pace, and could be dangerous from the set pieces as well. Tottenham have 15 minutes to try and do something about this. Corner for Eriksen, right-footed ball into the area, and this one is headed over the bar onto the roof of the net. Alderweireld with the header, claims a corner, thought it had taken a touch, but he's not going to get that decision.
Well, it's in a good area, right on the 6-yard box, directly in the middle of the goal. Both Alderweireld and Sanchez jumping up for it. Goalkeeper can't come for that, there's too many bodies there.
Could be a famous night for PSV. As I was saying, their last win in England, it was back in 2002 against Leeds in the Champions League proper, i.e. not the qualifying rounds. They've not won in their last 11 games in this competition. They still lead through this early Luke de Jong goal. They might have a chance here with Lozano. Lozano's right-footed shot is blocked by Alderweireld. Hendricks heads it forward. Hendricks continues his run. Alderweireld sticks with him. Hendricks goes down. He's not going to get that. And Alderweireld plays the pass out to the right-hand side, and Trippier gets his first touch of the evening. Long ball up to Llorente. Look at the space for Dele Alli on the left-hand side. Tottenham fans in front of us get to their feet, urging their team on. Ball through the middle to Harry Kane. The angle's tight for Kane. Left-footed drive is brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper Zoot at the near post, of course, and then volleyed away by Marlon. And PSV survived.
It was a great run from Harry Kane. He knew he could go into the box. Feargaver dropped off behind him. He was playing him onside, and once he gets in there, it's just a matter of time before he gets his shot away. He's so good at that. He got his shot away, but the keeper again
turning into a remarkable rearguard action by the Dutch champions PSV Eindhoven. Eriksson on to Ali. Ali tries to turn it round the corner for Harry Kane. You do wonder about Tottenham getting caught late in the game here on the break as well, as Alderweireld intercepts that ball through to Bergwijn and plays it back to Paulo Gazzaniga, who again, as I said in the first half, other than pick the ball out of his net, has had very little to do.
Well, it has been total domination as far as balls around the box and chances concerned.
Kane's header up into the air, laid off by Llorente. Kane hits it and finds the bottom corner, of course he does, and Harry Kane gives Tottenham a lifeline with 13 minutes to play. A half chance really, loose ball drops in the box, he hammers it into the bottom corner, he roars with delight, and it's Tottenham 1, PSV 1.
Well, it was a well-worked goal in the end. The long ball, Harry Kane flicks it on the edge of the box, and then Llorente just plays it back to him in his path. And then we know he wants to get his shot away as soon as possible. He's not going to give up an opportunity. Eriksson with a long ball and a little flick, and then Llorente, delicate little touch into his path, left-footed shot, bottom corner, they're back in it.
Lovely strike partnership stuff there between Kane and Llorente. Wonderful layout from Llorente, and Harry Kane gets his 9th goal of this season. Defending to do now. Angelino's ball hits the leg of Trippier and goes out for a throw. Group table as it stands: Barca 10, Inter 7, PSV 2 and Tottenham 2. And I'm not going to be able to do all the maths in my head straight away, but I think I'm right in saying that would still give Tottenham an outside chance, and that's outside in big block capitals and underlined in red about 3 times in the commentators' notes.
They've got to win the game. We knew that from the start. Well, they've given themselves a chance now at 12 minutes or so, and they've just been getting deeper and deeper, PSV, and the chances have been coming, but that one, with Harry Kane on his left foot, it's not the sweetest strike he'll ever have, but he won't care. Hit it into the ground, it bobbled into that far corner, went through a couple of sets of legs, but it was the set-up from Llorente that made the goal.
12 goals in 14 Champions League appearances for Harry Kane. He's making tracks into the middle now. Trippier, that's an interesting low ball into the edge of the area. Didn't quite reach Llorente. Angelino's under pressure. He's done well to get it away. Lozano will chase. Sanchez is there for Tottenham. Chips a little ball back to Trippier. And we've got 11 minutes to play. Winks goes long into the penalty area. And Zoot, the goalkeeper for PSV, all in green, shirt untucked, who's been fabulous tonight, comes out and makes the double-handed catch. Another PSV substitute on the way, and he is an experienced Australian defender by the name of Trent Sainsbury, mate. First season at PSV, not played that much football for them this season, but they are under the cosh and they need him out there because Tottenham, as we've been saying, Lee, they're just going to go for this now. Last 10 minutes.
They've been going for it most of the match. They create the chances they've created, but yeah, just throw everything at PSV.
Well, Luke de Jong's taking his time coming off. Sainsbury is getting ready to come on. I can very quickly remind you, England will start day 2 of the first test in Gaul on 321 for 8, with Ben Foakes unbeaten on 87. The Cricket Social will be back on air from 7 o'clock in the morning via the BBC Sport website and app. If you're into your cricket, Juventus Manchester United is our Champions League commentary tomorrow night. Tottenham 1, PSV 1. Eriksson with the free kick, floated to the edge of the area. Llorente nods it down. Trippier plays the ball into the box. Sanchez knocks it back to Llorente, and Angelino is there to clear. Alderweireld on his own wins the header, nods it down to Harry Winks. Attack against defence in the last 10 minutes here at Wembley, and they're going to look for Llorente in the area plenty here. Winks with a high volleyed cross into the box. Dele Alli takes it down on the half volley, struggling to control it, but does well in the end. Plays it to Ben Davies on the left hand side. Another ball in. Sanchez is up, wins the first header. Llorente has run beyond him, and the ball ends up with Zoot. Here's Lee Dixon.
Yeah, I was just looking to see where Harry Kane was then, because when the ball came in, there was a little knockdown, and he was just sitting out a little bit, waiting for the ball to come out for a shot. If it had gone into the edge of the 6-yard box, he probably would have had a header on goal.
Still Napoli 1, PSG 1 in Liverpool's Group C. Liverpool beaten 2-0 by Red Star Belgrade in Belgrade this evening. That's a nice bit of skill from Bergwijn, playing through the middle here to Marlon. Tottenham in trouble. Marlon, oh, brilliant save from Gazzaniga. It was hit with real power straight at him, got both hands to it, palms it over the bar, and keeps Tottenham's Champions League hopes this season alive with that save.
Should score. The young man should score. He's away. Bergwijn puts him in. Marlon, nobody near him. Goalkeeper to beat, hits it straight at him. It's a great little move. He just threads it through. And now once he's in the box like that, he's just got to put the ball into the net. It's quite a simple chance. He's put his laces through it. Gone for power, straight to the goalkeeper.
PSV corner taken by Lozano into the far post. Now then, this is interesting in this group. Barcelona 1 up at Inter 0. Barcelona 1, which is what Tottenham want this evening if they, in particular, can get themselves the win. That will put Barca on 12 points and through. Inter would remain on 6. Tottenham at the moment on 2 with PSV. If they could get the win, though, they could get themselves to 4, beat Inter here next time out, and then start the final round of fixtures 1 point ahead of Inter Milan. Inter at home to PSV and Tottenham away to Barca. Long way to go until then, and Tottenham still need to find a winner here, and they've got about 7 or so minutes to do it. Lamela has not featured massively actually since coming on in the second half. Alderweireld gets the ball from him. All the Tottenham players inside the PSV half. Winks to Ali. Ali on the turn edge of the box, just gets crowded out by 2 or 3 players, and PSV will play on the break, and Sanchez wins the tackle.
There's just no space, Ali, is there? There's so many blue shirts back there. Lamela likes a little bit of a space where he can run into.
Winks his ball in towards Llorente with a header straight at the keeper, and it's comfortably saved. Either side of him with that power, I think that's a goal.
Absolutely. He's got up early, he's waited for it, he's got his neck muscles in the right position, headed it straight at the goalkeeper. He misheads that, he probably scores.
Eric Gutierrez, the Mexican, getting ready to come on for PSV now. I did the Australian accent for Trent Sainsbury. You'll be relieved to hear I'm not going to have a go at the Mexican for Gutierrez. 6 minutes of normal time to play. Tottenham 1, PSV 1, but crucially Barca are 1 up at Inter, which is big news for both Tottenham and PSV, because if either of them can get a winner here, it clearly gives them a much better shout at trying to get out of this group. I've got a funny feeling for a Tottenham winner here.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't put it past them. They've had enough chances. Llorente, then, what a chance that is. Your big centre forward, a free header. What was he? Maybe 9 yards out?
Yeah.
10 yards maximum. Heads it straight at the goalkeeper. No one jumping with him. Pace on the ball. Should be scoring. Should be making the goalkeeper work it straight at him.
6.5 minutes to play. Tottenham 1, PSV 1. Barcelona winning the group this evening with 2 games to spare if they go on to beat Inter in Milan. Lamela, 30 yards out, left-footed drive underneath it and over the crossbar. Didn't hit that at all like he wanted.
Brilliant little ball from Winks. Just looked like he was going to play it back into the back of his half, and he just changed the angle of his foot and flicked it into the space. Lamela gets it, turns, had so much time. Like to say he got a bobble off this Wembley turf, but he didn't. It was flat as a pancake when he took the shot, and he just leaned back, a little bit anxious.
Full-time scores coming through in League 2 and League 1. Notts County 0, Oldham 0. Blackpool have won 1-0 at Gillingham. Mansfield 2, Grimsby 1. So the only game still going there, Walsall Charlton. I think last I checked, Charlton were 2 up at Walsall. Still Napoli 1, PSG 1 in Liverpool's group. And crucially here, 5 minutes to go plus added time at Wembley on BBC Radio 5 Live in the Champions League. It is Tottenham 1, PSV 1. And PSV just drop here. Tottenham have the ball, and all you can see is blue shirts going backwards and white shirts all trotting forward until they get about 40 yards from goal, and then they kind of engage. Here's Eriksson. Long floated cross towards the far post. Trippier wants to collect it, headed away by Angelino. Lozano nods it sideways. Winks is there for Tottenham, gets it back from Dele Alli. We are into the 87th minute at Wembley as Eriksson drives forward for Tottenham through the heart of the PSV midfield and then plays a terrible ball out to the left-hand side. It's Gutierrez, the Mexican, who's looking to release his fellow countryman Lozano. He's found him on the right-hand side. Marlon is lurking in the middle. He's the young man who had that fantastic chance to probably win this game for PSV. Lozano is holding defenders off here, eventually finds Marlon on the edge of the Tottenham area, back to Rosario. Is there going to be a sting in the tail for Tottenham here? Because Angelino is forward on the left hand side, and Gutierrez clattered into by Lamela. That is not what you want to be doing there from Tottenham's point of view. Free kick PSV, 25 yards from goal, over in that inside left channel, and Inter Milan have an equaliser against Barcelona. That has come late, so the group changes again. That would have Barca on 10, Inter on 7, Tottenham and PSV on 2. Again, not making it impossible for Tottenham or PSV to get through, but obviously much, much harder. Mauro Icardi has scored in the 87th minute for Inter. Inter 1, Barca 1. And just to really rub salt into the wounds, what Tottenham don't want now is to concede here. Lozano's ball in, the header is straight at Gazzaniga, and he makes a pretty comfortable save. Yeah,
decent ball in, a little bit behind the attacker. He's got his head on it, and he's just looped into Gazzaniga's hands, and he's released the ball quickly. But look how quick PSV get back. They're virtually on the edge of their box. There's 6 players back there now, just saying, come on then, see what you've got, and they've got to throw everything at. This is the Champions League future right here.
Yeah, Eriksson bringing it forward again into the 89th minute of the game now. Davis's cross quickly closed down. Dumfries, the right back, is underneath it to head it away. Eriksson's beaten in the air by Hendricks, nodded out for a Tottenham throw. Just over 90 seconds plus added time to go, and Tottenham have to score. You really feel they have to score if they're going to have any real chance of getting out of this group and trying to get into the knockout stages. Inter to come here, and then Barcelona away, and obviously they have to win those last 2 games. Dele Alli, good ball down the left hand side, finds Ben Davies, cross in, Kane underneath it, downward header, takes a deflection and in. It took a massive deflection. It was Harry Kane who got his head on the ball. He runs over to the Tottenham fans to celebrate, and they really have snatched a victory here, Tottenham, in the closing stages. They have piled cross after cross after cross into the penalty area, and finally they get their bit of luck. Kane's downward header is deflected in. It's Tottenham 2, PSV 1.
Well, it's no coincidence where the ball went in. It wasn't near post, it was pushed to that far post. Harry Kane had men all around him. He's leaned back, almost leaned back into the defender. He's got no jump on it, he's hardly got any power on it, but he's headed it down. I couldn't quite see who it hit, but when the ball comes in, it actually, he doesn't even get a jump. There's people around him, it's over the top of his head. He just nods it down, and it just trickles into the corner of the net. All the hands go on the heads for the PSV defenders.
It's 2 of them, Lee. I mean, Kane celebrated that as his goal. That's not his goal. It's hit Viergever and then the Australian Trent Sainsbury, and ended up in the back. I mean, that's a massive slice of luck, but the amount of pressure and chances that Tottenham have had, and actually the keeper, Zoot, I think must have knocked his head on the post as he went down to try and save, because he's come running over to the side of the pitch to get treatment. 6 minutes of added time to be played, and here is the group table. Some real late drama tonight. Barca currently, Barcelona on 10 points, Inter Milan on 7 points. Tottenham with the win here would get to 4 points, and PSV will be on 1 point. So if Tottenham could then beat Inter, they would be on 7 along with Inter going into the final group games. The problem they've then got is Tottenham go to the Nou Camp and Inter at home to PSV. But the crucial thing, Lee, as we've been saying all night, got to win this one.
Absolutely, you haven't got those games yet. This is the most important one, and you have to say they've created enough chances to win the game, so they deserved a little bit of luck. They got 2 handfuls of luck, 2 deflections, but the ball is the ball in the box, the quality of the ball in the box, in the middle of the goal, not over the far post, not at the near post. It's right in the middle of the goal, and Harry Kane did brilliantly well to get anything on it. Not a lot of power, but the double deflection, and you're right, Zoot banged his head on the post as he dives down, got treatment, Vaseline covering a cut up on, I think, on his head. But you have to say Tottenham have deserved it. They deserve a little bit of luck.
Tottenham 2, PSV 1, giving Tottenham a better chance of trying to get themselves out of this group. And Harry Kane, all he did there was buy a ticket, didn't he, Lee? He just got a header on target and hoped for a bit of luck, and it was a massive bit of luck. It was a double deflection. The ball dribbled into the corner of the net, but some of the saves that Zuta's made this evening, in particular in the first half from Ali and Eriksson, Tottenham have finally got that breakthrough. They're still attacking at the moment, by the way. 6 minutes of added time, 2 minutes of those have gone. Tottenham leading 2-1, and Charlton have won 2-0 at Walsall. Tottenham are trying to keep the ball down by the corner flag here, and it's all getting a little bit tense and feisty, because a couple of PSV players have gone in hard on Kane there. Kane then tried to keep the ball while he was down on the floor. Both of them go over the top of him. Tottenham just trying to run the clock down, but this is what PSV have been doing for the entire second half.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that. Get on with it.
Flick forward by Trent Sainsbury. So the Aussie centre-back who came on to try and shore things up, I mean, he's got to be back there trying to defend, but that was unfortunate because the ball has gone in off him, and it looks like that is going to be the Tottenham winner, unless PSV can do something about it on the break. And here they come down the right-hand side. Ben Davies is there to block. The first game a couple of weeks ago in Holland finished 2-2. This one, of course, could still finish 2-2, and Tottenham, don't forget, conceded late in that game as well.
Don't forget that. 2 games as well, with the Inter game as well.
Good point.
It's really important you keep your concentration, run the clock down. He'll take that all day. Harry Kane on the halfway line, a little foul. Just bides a little bit more time.
Foul by Schwab. Tottenham get the free kick. It's galling as well, Lee. I mean, from your position as a defender, when you've defended as well as PSV have and dealt with so much, that is really galling to concede like
Absolutely,
that.
Absolutely, but I do have to say that we were mentioning in commentary how deep they were getting. They were getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and on that occasion, obviously, they were back there defending in numbers, but the actual power on the header that Harry Kane got was just minimal, but because of the deflections, just trickled in past Zoot.
3 minutes of added time to play. Tottenham won the corner, and Inter Barca has finished 1-1. Inter Milan 1, Barcelona 1. So Barca definitely tonight top of the group on 10 points. Inter Milan second on 7 points, and Tottenham, as it stands, will be on 4. They've let Lozano through the middle. Trippier had to put his foot up to stop him. He's caught him in the head. It is a free kick to PSV, probably just under 30 yards out in a central position.
Well, a big mistake there. Harry Winks, Trippier got in each other's way. They didn't clear the ball. It was a long ball. One of them's just got to go and head it. And in the end, Sanchez just take control and go and head the ball. He misses it. They all miss it. Lozano puts his head on it, and Trippier kicks him on the side of the face. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on. And now all of a sudden they've got a free kick in a dangerous position just left of the goal, about 30 yards out. They're going to pile everybody in trying to get an equaliser.
The one thing in Tottenham's favour here is Gaston Pereiro, the Uruguayan, would be the man to normally hit these, and he's off the pitch, and he is a brilliant free kick taker. So it is either going to be Angelino or it is going to be Lozano who won the free kick.
Funny distance. It's just kind of, is he too far to get the shot away? They're all lining up for a little cross to the far post with the left foot, but they also got quite straight run as if they're going to shoot. One of them.
Just over a minute to play. Angelino is going to chip it into the area towards the far post. Volley back across goal by Dumfries over the bar and behind for a goal kick. 1 minute to play. Tottenham lead PSV 2-1 and have got themselves back into this game, and it looks like they've won this game with a very, very late Trent Sainsbury own goal.
That was a decent chance for Dumfries. They worked the free kick brilliantly well. Gets in at the far post, just needs to put a little bit on it just to lift it into the middle of the goal. He's wide, he can't shoot from there, but he just puts too much on it. Goes out for a goal kick. Gazzaniga's going to take an eternity to kick this ball out.
Referee is trying to hurry him along. My stopwatch says 20 seconds or so to play. Gazzaniga hits that meterly downfield with his right foot. PSV nod the ball out of play for a Tottenham throw. That probably will be enough for Tottenham. They have got there in the end, it looks like, and then they can start thinking about Inter Milan's visit here in the next round of matches. Tottenham take the throw back into their own half. Alderweireld is just going to go long with this ball, and there it is. Tottenham get their first Champions League win of the season, and they keep their hopes of qualification alive. They beat PSV by 2-1. Harry Kane initially with the left-footed equaliser, and then Harry Kane's header deflected in by Trent Sainsbury. So this is how it stands with 2 matches to play. Barcelona on 10 points, Inter on 7, Tottenham on 4, PSV on 1. So, Lee Dixon, if Tottenham can beat Inter here in the next game, they will be on 7 points along with Inter. And then it is anyone's guess. You're into those last games. Yes, Tottenham are away at Barca, and yes, Inter are at home to PSV, but they would still have a chance to go through.
Well, before the game, you just want a chance after the game's finished, and they've got that. If they'd have got beat tonight, it's all over. Even the draw with the permutations could have been difficult. They just needed to win the game. They've done that. They've given themselves a chance. Now can they beat Inter? Who knows? You know, you've just got to keep buying a ticket, as you said. The fact they've had such a terrible start in the Champions League, they're playing catch-up, you've got to pay the price. Now they've got to go out with the vision of winning every single game.
Stranger things have happened, Kelly Cates. That was a funny game, really, wasn't it? Luke de Jong scored in the 61st second. For the next 95 minutes, it was pretty much Tottenham attacking all the way. Marlon had a chance on the counter at 1-1 to possibly win it for PSV. Cross after cross after cross got blocked, and eventually Tottenham have got themselves over the line. They've won 2-1.